Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Lauralee. I am Lauralee. I am so happy that you joined me today on this Father's Day special collaboration with 4 other fantastic and relentless channels, bringing you delicious and simple recipe full of love for your Father's Day celebration. I will link all their channels below in the description. I hope you have a fantastic Father's Day celebration with your father or fatherly figure. If you did not grow up with a father, then know that you are not alone. I don't know mine either. My family will pray for anyone who finds themselves fatherless this Father's Day. I encourage you all to take the time to celebrate your father or fatherly figure in your life, or thank someone else's father for being a great father that inspires you to be the best father that you never had. Today I will be sharing one of my husband's favorites, chicken pot pie. I think he's an amazing father. He has the qualities of the TD Jakes 5 things that make a great father. I will link that link below as well. It's a great video for anyone to watch. So make sure to subscribe and share, and be sure to say hi to the other channels. So this is usually how I make my chicken pot pie. As you will see, I have done it 3 different ways. I've made an individual serving, which was one of the first ways that I used to serve it to my husband in the beginning, and always use the regular pie crust. And throughout the years, because of the flavors and the textures, we've moved on to puff pastry, because that puff pastry does give it a crispy, crunchy texture. It's a different level of flaky, in my opinion. I have so many different variations of my chicken pot pie that I've made throughout the years, and it has evolved. But through the years, I've started the more herbs that I've put in there. You may think to yourself, wow, Lauralee, that's a lot of different seasonings. But if you don't season your food and your chicken, you're just going to have a regular chicken pot pie that's flavorless. Besides that, I use a little bit of everything, and I always watch the salt content. And so the seasonings that I have do not have a lot of salt. And if you notice, the ones that do have salt, I always kind of use less of it. But throughout the years, the seasonings have changed, but this is pretty much the seasonings that I use all the time. The other thing is that I used to use a lot of heavy cream, and of course we always try to be healthier, and so you'll notice that I went from heavy cream. Sometimes I would use a cup or maybe a couple of tablespoons to the creamy oatmeal milk. It's just to be a little bit healthier, less calories, and of course, when I start cooking, no one's hungry, and then everybody's hungry. So I kind of had to speed it up. But if you take your time and let that gravy thicken up, it's going to be just as thick as a regular one. A little lighter, but just as thick. The other thing I wanted to mention, if you ever want to make this and you really like that heavy, thick cream, go ahead and use my recipe, cornstarch gravy recipe, and I would just cook everything through. On the side, make the gravy and then add it together before you stuff your chicken pot pie. I usually do use wine in my chicken pot pie. You don't have to do this. You do whatever you're comfortable with. So although I did not grow up with my biological father, I was very blessed and fortunate to have 2 men in my life that are sadly no longer with us, but left behind their positive fingerprints in my heart and life, and shaping me with love, integrity, and great memories. I used to call my uncle Papi because he was my fatherly figure. His name was Angel Luis Medina. He showed me so much love and took me as his own. He cuddled with me. He would fix my shoes in the summer when my slippers would come off. We would go bowling bowling, and take us to the amusement park. He always shared his popcorn with me while the rest of the kids were in bed. I was the baby of the house for that moment in my life. My heart was in pieces when he went to heaven. He was certainly a missing piece of my heart. Then the other piece of my heart was broken when my godfather Samuel, passed away. He would encourage me with God's word, pray over me, and always slip me a little something, like money, to be sure I had all those necessities that I needed. He brought me my first bike that was purple and white with rainbows and a white basket with a sunflower on it and training wheels. How people can be a fatherly figure and make so much impact and may not even know it. So be sure to thank your fatherly figures. pastries. They were already thawed out, so I didn't want to put it back in the freezer. So I decided just to play with it and make something sweet, and I just went with the flow. I added different spices on there, a little bit of the honey, and it was these little cute little puff pastry sticks that were very delicious. So feel free to add that to your Father's Day meal. A little nice ice cream would go well with that. If you have a little jam or chocolate sauce, you could just dip those sticks of puff pastries that are seasoned with a lot of those spices and have yourself a very delicious light dessert. I hope that you have yourself a very happy Father's Day and really just enjoy the people around you. And as I mentioned, if you do not have a father figure, go ahead and find that perfect father that you see and just thank them for being a good father to someone else. That can always be encouraging. Both parents, father and mother, can always hear thank you or you're doing a good job. And be sure to check out that link, 5 things that make a great father. That was TD Jakes. As you guys know, we're Christian and we always look for things that are very encouraging to us. That was so old and it still makes an impact to us today. So I always want to encourage you all and make sure that you find some relief or some peace or some joy out of listening to that video. Be sure to be safe, subscribe, check out all the other channels. They have wonderful things to share with you all. Let them know I sent you. Of course, we would love for you to subscribe to all, but if not, just let them know, hey, just coming to visit. I hope you guys all enjoy. Please share, subscribe, and until the next one.